Welcome to Zone 5. It's better together.
Thank you so much, Molly. So in this zone, we're going to do a few different things. And the first thing we're going to do is learn a song together. And the song is called We Are All the Leaves of One Tree. So in your pack, you'll find the lyrics to the song. And this is kind of a special song because it was made by children. So it was written at a mindfulness retreat, and children wrote it, and there were children whose ears heard and there were children whose ears did not hear. So we always sing it in two languages, whatever language we're speaking, and then we sing it in sign language as well. So it gives our hands plenty of things to do. So, shall we dive in?
Yes.
Great. Okay, it goes like this. We are all the leaves of one tree. We are all the leaves of one tree. The time has come for all to live as one. We are all the leaves of one tree. And we get to be waves of one sea. We are all the waves of one sea. Big waves. We are all the waves of one sea. The time has come for all to live as one. We are all the waves of one sea. Stars of one sky. We are all the stars of one sky. We are all the stars of one sky. The time has come for all to live as one. We are all the stars of one sky. And then we do one of each. We are all the leaves of one tree. We are all the waves of one sea. The time has come for all to live as one. We are all the stars of one sky. Yay! So our mindfulness practice for Zone 5 is called flower watering. And in it, we kind of imagine that we're all flowers. And some days we feel like a springtime flower. We're so strong, we're unstoppable. You know, the way that dandelions can come up through cement, nothing can stop us. And some days we're kind of droopy. Like some days we might feel sad or a bit lost, and our heart might be sore. And so knowing how to water each other's flowers helps to keep all of us kind of zesty and bright, so that we understand and we're reminded of the goodness in us and in each other. So the way that we do it is you find someone you love. So I might do this with Molly right now because I love her. Mm-hmm. So you pick someone you love. It could be a human, it could be an animal, it could be someone who's alive or someone who has died. It's all fine. And bring the sense of them close, so that you can get a sense about how you feel when you're close to them. And you kind of involve all your senses. So you really sense how your heart feels. How does it feel to be close to this person or this animal? And then find one thing about them that you just love. That you just love. And so we get really specific. So we choose one thing that we really appreciate. So of the many things that I could pick about Molly, I am going to pick. So when we meet, we hug, and Molly happens to be an amazing hugger. So she's very patient. We often hug for 3 whole breaths, and we just
Slightly awkward for everybody around us.
Slightly awkward for everyone around, but I'm fine with it. And it's such a great way of saying hello, where you're really there and they're really there. So when I have that sense of what I'd like to appreciate about Molly, then we do flower watering, which is that I would say, I would like to water Molly's flowers, and then everyone listens to see what it might be. And then I share my specific thing. Like, so the way that you spend time to say hello to me, I always feel really seen and really present and included and appreciated. And it's such a great way to start when we spend time together. So thank you so much for that. It always warmed my heart.
Thank you.
And then as a group, then we can literally water Molly's flowers, make little flowers of our hands. And so that's how we do flower watering. So Molly, do you fancy
Yes.
letting it go?
Yeah. So I was thinking about it while I was talking, and I'd like to water her unyielding kindness. So Orla, I would like to water the seeds of your kindness, because it just, as I said, it's unyielding. You have never stopped being kind to us, and me especially, and I just would love to water those flowers, so thank you.
Thank you so much, Molly. It's heartwarming. So flower watering tends to be, it's beautiful to give, it's beautiful to receive, so everyone benefits, and it's beautiful to witness, because when someone waters someone else's flowers, it often touches something in us when we're listening that we go, but I love that too. I love when I feel that. So it's great to do as a family, as a class, as a group of friends, whenever, and to make it really common, like a really normal thing to do, that we need to know what we appreciate about each other, because it's like getting a glimpse of seeing through your eyes. You know, it's just different to how I see. So it really helps us to understand each other. And the most important flower to be able to water is your own. It's the most important flower. So it has to start by us noticing all the things that we appreciate about ourselves. So every single day, I remember learning this one time when I was like really kind of turned on myself. I would say like, thank you for brushing your teeth. Thank you for reading. Thank you for making soup. And I would find really simple things to thank myself for.
Even the smallest things is just so helpful.
Yeah. And then it means that there's nothing that we can argue about. Like, you can't really say thank you for brushing your teeth and have an argument.
Yeah, exactly.
So then it means we can build up to go, well, thank you for being there to listen to that person. Thank you for not shouting at that other person. And we get a deeper and deeper appreciation of our precious heart. And what it means is when we feel desolate and lost, that we can remember. Like, we can remember. So as a class, we get to make a garland of gratitude together to help us remember. So in the next segment, we'll show you how to create a garland for your class, so that you can first of all practice flower watering together, and then have a little memento, so that you can help each other to remember all the wonderful things about you. So we have been creating a little flower watering appreciation for ourselves, and the idea is, so in your packs, if you're receiving a pack, you'll see that there's jute ribbon that you can hang the flowers from to create a garland, or you could always cut out a tree shape or draw a tree shape, or make a collage of them in some other way. And so for me, I was thinking what I appreciate about myself, and the thing that came up was humor. So I appreciate that. I made a mistake earlier this week, and it was a difficult mistake to have made, and what I said was like, this is not what I wanted to happen. I've made a huge mistake, but it was so light and funny. It just helped me when I could have been really hard on myself. So I appreciate humor. That's what I chose for me. And how about you, Molly?
For me, I chose that I appreciate my resilience. So for those of you who don't really know what resilience means, it's kind of how you get through things. So, you know, I've had a couple of difficult times in my life, but I know that I have my resilience behind me, so that's always nice. So I chose that.
Beautiful. That's such a great thing to water, to know that we face challenges, we meet really hard times, and then something else happens. We take another step and get up, and
I still put a star on mine.
Gorgeous. And our director today, who's off camera at the moment, but Jack has also watered his flower, and he chose creativity, which is so very true, very appropriate as the person behind the camera organising all this together. So watered Jack's creativity. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Jack, about?
I think that pretty much covers it.
Cool. Great. So you can do this flower watering in many different ways. Sometimes we just draw flowers. Sometimes we do, sometimes I do like the center of the flower, and then I draw petals around it. And every petal, I think of one quality that the person has that I really appreciate. So I fill it up. I did it for my cat Dylan the other day, and I was like, all the things I love about Dylan, I filled in petals. So there's lots of different art projects that we can do. as part of flower watering as well. And if we do it for someone in our family, write out a card, then we can also give them that afterwards, and they have a gift of little memento of what we appreciate about them, which warms our hearts on days where they're feeling a little cold and gloomy. So thank you so much for exploring flower watering with us, and we have one more zone to share with you, which is our quiet room, which we'll take you to in a minute.